Hey guys, good morning. So I'm still suffering that terrible trade. I didn't switch on the account on the what am I talking about? MU. Yeah, here's the terrible news right there. So I've got my position to 425. 100 shares is the max that I can on this account, which is 43, I think it is. So that's painful. That's almost the entire month's $100 a day or whatever we were doing. So yeah, that's painful to go into that. But I do think this is a great price for this stock. I think it is going to go up, and we're just going through one of those rotations. It caught me off guard that it went quite that low today. But it could get it all back today. I mean, NVIDIA's, this is the memory for the chips, NVIDIA's guidance was amazing. NVIDIA's profits were amazing. AMD had great profits. They just made deals with Meta. I mean, this is just some weird, somebody puts out a story and then the market reacts. If it takes a week, if it takes a month, whatever, if it just happens today, this is going to come back. I'm going to hold it. And then what the disadvantage is for me is that I can't do that twice on this account. I can only do it once. So I have plenty enough in here to trade on margin because I get 4 times the 43K. So I have 3 times left to trade whatever I want to trade because I never was get it going that high in the first place. So no problem trading the way we were trading. Next month, which is just a weekend away, it kind of affects what I was going to do on this account. So we'll see what I end up doing there, and I'll announce that when we start next month. But it's trading this being bound by this is definitely not the way I normally trade. I think I could have already gotten out of this. I talked it through yesterday. I definitely could have got out of this trade for a profit if I had doubled down when it was down, because it went back up again. And I talked about this yesterday. And this is the way I normally handle these things. And I just couldn't do it. Let me just do the auto zoom. I couldn't do it because I wanted to hold to the rules. But when it went way down, it came way back up here. So had I averaged in like I would have normally done as it started to come back up, whether it go to 200 shares or even 400 shares, I would have gotten out somewhere in here for a profit. And I'm able to do that, with the account. But I didn't want to go into margin because that's what I've said all month. But just to show you how easy it would have been to profit on that if you have the money in the account. It did come back, Now it's back down again, and we don't want all the way up, almost very close to my position way up here. So I definitely would have been able to get out of here like multiple times had I averaged in. Even if I averaged in here at 410 when it tapped the fib here, so that would have put me at $57 lower than my position, 18. So yeah, I could have just got out for a profit, for a couple $100 right here if I just wanted to just get out and didn't ride it for a bigger profit. So multiple things I can do still, and that's the way I look at swings. Just this account inhibited me. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. No, I mean, it just consistently works for me, but not everybody trades that way. Not everybody can do that. But first I was a swing trader, or just a trader long before I was a swing trader, then a swing trader before I was a day trader, and a day trader before I was a momentum trader. So I understand about scaling into trades. So it's not some thing I make up to make the bad trade look better or something. It's just the way I trade. But yeah, this is bad. I did not want that to happen, no question about it. But I'm not going to sell and take a hit because I know I'll make my money. No, I mean, I am 90+% confident I will have an opportunity. I don't think this company is going to drop into oblivion. I think it's going to swing back around, and it could happen as early as today, maybe next week, maybe next month. So what I want to do next month is a little different. I may add to this account, so I can hold this swing, but I also like the idea of being able to trade this. So I might move it from this account because I love to scalp it. So these are just options I have that not every trader has, and how I handle things when they go against me. You guys need to stick to your maximum loss per trade. And, I mean, most of you, others probably doing the same thing I do. I'm not a pioneer in this way of trading. Having money in your account gives you options, as unfair as that might seem to other people. So for today, I'm looking at AMD at the open. I think it's really a good price right now for this stock. Again, I don't know why. I don't know when this nonsense of the chips going down is going to stop, but it could be soon. And I think it could be today. But we'll look at it to scalp. I can't hold this into a swing, because then I would be, unless I add money to this account, because then I would be margining. And as you know, though, you can margin 4 times the 25K, so you have 100K to trade with. Overnight, it's going to go down to only 2 times. So you have to be really careful. So I just recommend, if you can afford it, not to use your margin into a swing trade, or longer than a day trade. So just ways to think about things. And really, I thought more about that trading with you guys because I was picturing being limited on account size and realizing that these were problems, and I could just move the trade or add to the account or do all kinds of things that I can do, but like I just said, but not most people can't do that. So this whole month I've been trying to make it so that anybody could do it with their account. Now let's take a look. I did not close that trade, so we're still looking pretty good here for the month, which is right here. So we're 2,300 with all those missing days, which isn't bad. And I'm hoping to get this a couple hundred today on the 27th, so that I can say 2,500 for the month, basically. So with all the missing days, but what we'll do is I'll average it out how much we made per day. One point it was over 200. I don't think so. The last couple of days this week has been a real struggle, 34 and 106. Now, what you didn't see yesterday, and let me make sure I remember to turn this off, like I forgot to the other day. What you didn't see, at the end of the day, I traded like hell on Tesla, and I took margin to the limit to make sure that I was green. So I went as high as 300 shares, knowing that I would not hold it no matter what. I could not hold this, so I would just eat the bad trade. So I did a lot of that yesterday afternoon, like the last 40 minutes or whatever, and got that over 100 or whatever. That's all. It wasn't much. And one of the things I discovered, I still discover stuff every day, guys, and I've been trading a long time. One of the things I discovered was that on Tesla, and I remember this from before, and I'd just forgotten it. Tesla has this huge spread, but trading market is the way to go, because I would say 30% of the time my bid and ask were not being picked up on really good trades, and I would rather have a slippage and just get in and out when I know something's working. And I did that. Yeah, I got in the hole on Tesla by doing bid and ask by like $300 at the end of the day yesterday, and then I came back out of it very quickly just by doing market. And I was like, why aren't I just doing market all the time? So that's kind of why there was that many trades at the end of the day, and there was only $100, because I was actually I was planning to make enough to get rid of the negative MU amount. So in my mind, I'm just like, pretend you close that trade. And at the time, it was only down like $800 or something. So I was like, hey, I can do this, no problem. So if I hadn't gone down the 300 with the pit in the ass, I made 400 in like 15 minutes. But then we were out of time. The market was closing, so I was just like, okay, just keep it. So that was a long story there, but that's what was going on, because I get aggravated in myself to get in those positions that I know I'm a better trader than that. But you look at it like I said, it's a swing, so I'm not closing it, right? I always say, you don't lose the money till it's closed, which isn't really true because you don't have that money to spend right now, but that's definitely the age-old thing that people use, right? Now, I didn't put my clock up today because I have no idea with this software H2R graphics why the clock is off. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, it's off another 15 seconds. It makes it look like your lag is, well, it almost makes it look like you're in the future when you see the lag, because it's actually showing it forward. So you're like, hey, I don't know what that looks like with the lag, but the lag's pretty short. Let me check on it again here. I'll touch my screen and I'll count off when you see it. So right there, 1, 2. Oh, that's instantly. Did that just? Oh no, hang on. Let me do that again. I was looking at the other screen. Okay, got it. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so about 4.5 seconds before I went over that too, from the time I actually put it over there. So that's not great. I'll try to call out the trades. When it came back after all the power and the internet trouble, it was like 15 seconds off or something. Obviously, I don't abdicate you follow my trades exactly, especially this week. But if you recall, when I take these open trades for you guys, it seems to be a happy few that are here every month, every day with me. So I'm thankful for that. So I don't feel totally alone here. I have my Zoom people, which is not as many as you guys, but it makes me feel like I'm talking for a reason out loud. But what was my point? Oh, man. We're talking about the lag, and we're talking about why I was taking the trades. Oh, man. This is what happens when you get old. Or you have to. This is actually the way I've always been, so it's not age. I use that. I overuse that. I'm the absent-minded professor for sure. I'm thinking too many things. I'm going to make it a good thing for me. I am so complicated that I forget stuff. We're talking about AMD, so let me just not even try to remember. I might have a moment and tell you what I was talking about, but it's something about how many people were watching. I feel like it's important. Okay, well, whatever. So when the market opens today, let's go over the bias. Now, I get a lot of questions about this, and Charlie puts this together for me, and she does use AI, but we also can see what all the big companies are rating, the price they're rating all the stocks and how far off it is. And there's a formula, and I showed it some time ago on some older videos, what we use to pick swing and day trades. A lot of it has to do, by the way, this is taken into account, is the daily pattern. So let me just give you an example. So if we look at this daily pattern on a day chart, you take this as one of the 10 criterion to try to decide which way a stock's going. If you were to look at this day pattern, what way would you call this? So I'm trying to call it myself right now. You know, you've got some support right there, right where it stopped. And that is at you've also got the $200 mark, but I mean, I'm just looking at the pattern itself. The huge gap up, came down. That was that news I made all that money on. And this is a hard pattern to call, really. So on AMD, but I don't have a candlestick pattern, so it would end up being just an even or a 50% either way. So that's a bad example. I can't call it. But typically, you do look at the patterns. Let's see if we can find out with say NVIDIA. Man, I'll tell you, huh? That's a ridiculous drop yesterday. I would say that's due for a retracement, but I don't have a candlestick pattern to back that up. So both stocks I picked, because of the movement down yesterday, they're not good. So let's do something like boring, like Dell. So if you take a stock like Dell, which for some reason hit the scanners this morning, we probably have an more recognizable pattern. Yeah. No, not really. Nope, I don't have a pattern here either. Well, anyway, I'm not making my point very well, but you can call often the stock will go by way of the day pattern the next day. And if you watch the John Bull Bear videos, you see all these examples of that. And if you do it on a day, if you call it correctly on a day for the whole day, you're picking a bias. You can do really well. But I would want to bring in other things like your simple moving averages, the 50, the 100, the 200. There's 10 criteria. At some point, I'll make a video about that. I did a while ago of how to pick bias. But you're also looking at the ratings from all the big money managers. And then you take into account things like Reddit, social media is taken into account. And I'm sure you know that there's a way to do your social media on here. Oh, God, I can't remember it right now. But you can bring social media up on your day chart. I've done that before. So all those things taken, was that more confusing? All those things come into account when we call the bias. So the bias today is AMD long, Tesla short, SPY and the QQQ are both long. MU is neutral, that's bad for me. Apple is long, Palantir short, NVIDIA short, AMD long again. I don't know why it said it twice. You have it down there twice for some reason. Is that a typo? No, okay. AVGO neutral, TSM neutral, Amazon long, Google short, Baba short, Apple is on here again. Guys, come on. Long, Hood short, Coin short, MSTR short, PayPal short. God, I wouldn't trade that anyway. Oracle neutral, SMCI neutral. Other news she's got here, Hood Coin and MSTR have elevated bearish risk from broader market volatility. Yeah, I'm not going to get into all these notes, Charlie. So, but that's the general bias for today. So I look at 200 for AMD, that price, as a real stop dead point. So I think this could have a day trading a opening of the market opportunity, but you guys should not trade it unless you like high risk. And you saw what happened to me yesterday. I traded it. I'm in a position, and I can't do that today. I can't hold it today on this account unless I add money, and I don't really want to do that. So I feel like I should be able to manage my plan without adding money to an account. So So I'm going to prepare to trade this today, and then I'm probably going to trade Tesla today on market. And since I can't hold I know I can't hold a swing, I might go as high as 300 shares because I know I'm taking that option off the table, that I will get out of the trade no matter what and take a hit. and not try to hold it into a day trade or an overnight trade. So what I can do with the remaining margin is approximately 300 shares of something like Tesla. So I'd probably go in at 150 on that. Now in AMD, it's a similar type of thing. I could go in much higher, but I'm not going to do that at the open. So you can see it just broke off the 200 level here. Did I do my disclaimer yet? Make sure. I've been told that I should still do this even though I talk about it. There's that. So make sure you read that, pause and read or whatever, but I will say it out loud too. I am not a licensed financial advisor. You should please seek the advice of someone licensed before you try to follow, emulate, or do anything I do on this channel. Trading is risky. My results are not typical, and except when I lose. And you really should speak to a professional. Okay, that aside, since all professionals will tell you not to day trade, we will move on. Let me get this. Getting no. I'm getting AMD up on Benzinga as well. So this is what I'm looking at up here. Right now, this won't open again till the market opens, but I can get the basic news on these stocks right here. And then I have all these different ways that I have already preset this up. So I will verify this with Benzinga Pro, which I'm a lifelong member of. And then what we'll do is we'll look at the scanners like typical and try to get back into the groove. I'm feeling a little better today, so I'm hoping I'm back in the groove today. It doesn't seem like we have any internet issues or anything. A lot more people are in the studio today. Everybody seems to be getting their power back. Already worked out. Stopped drinking coffee already this morning because I got up so early. So you have sound, you have full picture, and everything's working for you guys. I hope we're going to have a good day today. Still got 3 minutes till this open. And like I just said, if you just came on, I'm going to attempt to trade AMD at the open, but I don't recommend it for anybody trading at the open. And if you are going to trade at the open, trade the breakouts as they have them in day trading volume 4, which is a breakout. There's a couple breakouts pre-market. One of them's on the 30-minute candle, the last one before the market opens. The other goes back from like 7:30 to 9:15 a.m., marking the high and the low. And then you have the 5-minute breakout once the market opens, and then the 15-minute breakout if you don't want to buy the book. But the book's cheap, and you can make it on your first trade. So it did break 200. Interesting. Definitely not going to go in before the market opens. What I'll do is I'll look for a dip. Way down here is a dip. I want to trade it long, not short, but maybe that's not bright. We've got a minute and a half, guys, and we'll start to go over other stuff once the market opens, a few minutes into the market. But first we'll see. Hopefully I don't dig myself into a hole here. And I'm hoping MU just takes off today, but that's wishful thinking. Still holding that losing position on MU. If you came in late here, I went over the logic there. I'm using my screens in a different way now, so I'm trying to find all the scanners. MU is that really true? 401? Oh my God, 401. So it just kept dropping. I don't even want to look at how bad that is on that. That's $2,400 down then. Ouchie. We got to wait for the swing to play out on that one. All right, we're a minute away. And what is NVIDIA doing? That's down to 181. I just do not get this stupid selling of these stocks they're going to rebound in a big way. My prediction. The big institutions love you guys that sell. My God. They're just going to grab it at the low and make huge money. All right, 20 seconds. I'm not on pre-market, right? No, okay. Spread's pretty big right now, but it won't be once the market opens. All right, here we go. Magnet just went right up, which means nothing. Wow, so there's still a sell-off happening here. It wasn't low enough to pick the dip there. I'm going to go down to 50 shares just because it's scaring me for this account. Man, huh? ATR would be a spot to go, and 198 even. I'll give it a shot. Try to get a recoil. This is crazy that this is selling off. Crazy. That's too strong. I'm not going to go long. I'm changing my mind. So, unbelievable. Did stop. I could have got a nice recoil. Stopped right at the ATR. Like a little gun shy after yesterday. If it breaks down from that, then short would be the way to go. I just can't believe it, honestly. It's worth more than this. Our VWAP's way up there. Well, it would have been smart to get into there, huh? So it is recovering. NVIDIA is still going down. MU went up $4. So that's a good sign. God, I should have bought that ATR, huh? I lost my confidence that it was going to go up today because of how fast it went down. Yeah, so I'm going to have to wait. I kind of missed that first trade. So I don't have to take a trade now, so I'm not seeing anything. One of the problems with early trades like this, there is no historical data. There's no indicator data except the one right in my face that I didn't take, which was the ATR. Now, will it reject off the 200 up here? That's right where the fib is. From just this morning, pre-market. Look at the volume coming in, guys. Okay, MU's just gone up $8 at the open here. I can't trade it because I've got a position on it. That's a good sign for everything. NVIDIA's just holding at 180 right now. Opened at 181.25, so it's kind of flat. Wow, I should have taken that trade down there, guys. I didn't trust the data. Hope some of you caught it. And now is it going to break the fib? So it'd be really good news if this starts to go up so that all these shenanigans are over. Because that's what should be happening. Buy sell also says that it's relative strength, says it's overbought right now. That will turn some of this price action around because people read that. Different ways they have it on their charts and stuff, so they suddenly take profit. And you got to dip because of it. Everybody reads data differently. If it can maintain this 200, I will go in on a 200 long. Let's see if it maintains it. Nope, it's going down. It didn't even make it back to the open, right? Because here's the opening up here, 213. Wow. I'm gonna go ahead and try, see if I can get in. So I got in for a little trade here. I was getting ready to get out because I was just like, I'm not gonna write it down. Just. Holding it for a little bit bigger trade. Just 50 shares. Playing the biased. Now that would be a 28-cent trade, $16 if it picked me up, which it didn't. Should probably just go market on this thing too, man. Now it's hurting. I'm going to get out. Okay, that hurt. Too bad. I had a $16 win that turned into a $33 loss. I'm trying to watch very, very tight price action without much to go on, and that's very risky. Got it at 91 on market because I just wanted to get into the trade. I got some of that back. Again, on market is working better with this stock right now. There's a battle here for sure. Looking to buy again. I'll go ahead there. Did I actually make money on that trade? I think so, barely. Gonna buy down here on a dip. I'm gonna go for it. It went up right when I hit it. That got me green at least. See, the market doesn't always, because if it's going up, then sometimes you get a higher number than when you hit it, right? So if you can gauge it right, sometimes the market maker will work for you. And I saw that happening with Tesla yesterday afternoon a lot. I gauged the bounce, and then even when I hit it, there's like a 2-second delay before you see it filled, which sucks, but that gets way quicker once you get out of the opening time here. So we're like almost 9 minutes in. And it's grinding here and it right around the 200, which is why I'm continuing to trade it, because it's giving opportunities, and you just got to be careful that it doesn't suddenly, break way down. Again, that went up right when I went to get in it, when it worked against me. Got out a little too soon there. Looking for the dip down in the 60-cent range here. Maybe we might not see that again. I like to see this stuff going up like it's supposed to. MU's now gone up $9 from the open, $10. That's what I like to see. I'm not going to short this. All right, so we're out of the grind. So now it's just chasing it. So it stopped dead at the 250, at the 50 cent there. Again, that's expected. See the magnet just pulled up. Gonna get a dip down here. Near the 200 would be a dip now. I'd get in. I'll take that. What did I get that? 98. Spending too much time down there. I'd like it to bounce up. And we're going to do market again. That got me up to $30. I'm playing with fire here. Let's see. We have the 50 cent rejected it twice, so. Well, really, it's the same one. It didn't make a full tweezer move. And this 200, where the fib is marked, this is a fairly respected level. So I'm kind of trading off of that more than anything else, any other data. $200, that's a very psychological number. You see how the volume weighting average pulled down? That's taking into account volume, where the moving averages are not. So this is now a support right here. So that's great. People can see, well, how much volume came in at the price, enough that it leveled it out right there. Enough people believing that that's the true price. So up here, it would have been a resistance. Down here, it's a support. And it broke through it. It took forever to fill me. Took forever. Bogus. Looking to get out here. I'm just looking for at least double digit on an upswing to get out. Level 2's working against me here. Can we hold it at the 50 cent? No. Okay, so that's getting painful. Not sure if I want to average into this or just take a hit. Lot of volume coming in above. It's making me hold on to it. I'm holding on to it because of that. Just the 199 even mark. I'm going to go ahead and get me down to 39. So I added in, taking a chance as it was going down for a rebound. I'm looking for a recoil back up here. Now this may be the beginning of its dive, so if it keeps fading off, so I've got to be careful here. Otherwise, I could have a really good trade in a second if it springs back up. So, taking a chance. That's what trading is, right? I've got a bigger loss than any win right now. Things were green and friendly a minute ago. Now we're right at the bottom of the market magnet. You see these arrows here. That usually is a stopping point, and you also have the buy-sell oscillator, relative strength index said, let's go back up. So now we've got a good trade. Question is, how good? I'll take that. So 53. It would have been better, obviously, if I held on to it. Just not overstaying my welcome. Oh, boy. Again, some days I get... even though the numbers don't matter, it's the I get exhilarated because of the wanting to be accurate. I want to be accurate, so it gets me an exhilarating feeling, whether it be 1,000 shares or 10 shares. Just really slowing down now. Volume's dropped a bit, as you can see. Let's take a look at this a little closer now that we have enough data. See how the sellers kept dropping? Now, I saw that on the level 2. I didn't even look at this. I hadn't seen this yet, but that would have confirmed that, hey, hold that position because it's weakening as it's going down. The 199 seemed to give it support. Relative strength index called it there. We don't have any other patterns here. Let's keep this money we got, though. It was hard fought for. Yeah, let's keep that and move on to see if there's anything else. So Palantir's a buck up. I really want to look at Tesla by trading at just market like I did yesterday afternoon, and I did my best on that. Let's see if this has anything for me to do yet. It's a little early for it. Now Tesla's bias said it was going down today with all the data, which means nothing, as you guys know with this stock. Or right, oh wow, so it did the ATR, the RV strategy is calling them out, huh? Definitely turned around at the ATR. And it turned around at that fib. We have a big wide channel. It's $4 though. That could be painful. I love it as the market goes on. Of course, you have the channeling gives you longer and longer, confirmation of levels. So it makes it easier to call the trade. You can be much more confident calling the trades. I don't have any confidence calling the trade right here now. So I have to look at very short-term data. You can see that sellers dropped way off, wants to go down. Let's see if this fib holds it. Seems like it's better to go short right now on a bump up than long. I'm not going to take a trade yet because I want to watch it a little longer. You got the magnet up here, which concerns me. All this volume is below it, though, which means it's going to pull it down. We start to see some lines shoot in here. This will pop down. Now, like I've said before, people read this, and as this pulls back, people read this data different ways. This is set for really high-frequency scalping right now, so you can really see very, very short-term moves here. So volume went down, but sellers went to the top. Conflicting. Fib is holding. It's a flat bottom here. See if it continues. Nope, it did not continue. That's 403. That's a whole dollar level. I mean, this didn't do any retracing. So you're supposed to be short biased on this, but man, this is getting pretty low for Tesla these days. Let's take a look at the day chart for a second. All these are fibs. So if you look at the day chart here, let me just widen it up right here. We're right here. You had a lot of support right in this area. I'll just make that red for day. That's kind of where we are right now. I don't really see how it kept tapping it here too. I don't really see another level that would be come into play now. Where is that level? Let's see it. That's the ATR there. This we did not hit that level's not hitting us on the 1 minute, you know. I don't know if it's here on the 5 minute. Yeah, way up here. That's way up. We're way below that level. Look at that. It turned around at that 403 level, guys, at that fib. All right, we're starting to get enough data to maybe trade this now. Magnet pulled up, not down. Interesting. You know, I'm indicator driven. Doesn't mean they're always right, but it helps to see the more that lines up. I would probably take a long down here if it got back to 403. As far as up here, I want to see some resistance. So we've got a 405. If it bangs off that and goes down, I might jump on a short. Just telling you what I'm thinking. It matters what the price action is doing right when I get to it. So MU's continuing to climb up. I don't think I have a sell until like 429 or something. 428, 420. I think maybe it's 428, $300. So it's got a ways to go. This is for this account. So seems to be pulling a resistance at the 404. It's a doji rickshaw man reversal sign. It did reverse. On our 1 5 minute, we don't have any real patterns calling us out yet. Pretty, like you say, as it goes on, the indicators are easier to read because they're giving you better historical data with the more time that passes. Definitely dropped off of that again, and this is definitely enough to scalp it. It's going 30 cents on the dips. You can see the targets. Your average range is an 87-cent candle. This one was 81 right here. All right, do I go in off that fib with just 50 shares? That would be 403 even. And I'm going to do market because I want to make sure I get picked up even though there's a spread. I'm going to take that. See how long that took to fill me? That was terrible. So I'm just going to trade market with Tesla to make sure I get filled. So that's how I'm going to do Tesla. So looking for a bigger push up. There's small trades here, but the market will kill me a bit. So one more bounce maybe, and I'll take it. Want to get it on the bounce. So 13. It cut $2 off my price there. And obviously, I wasn't sure it was going to continue going up, or I would have held it and done much better. And the more it's doing this stuff, the more confident I get in the moves. It's coming down pretty quick to tap it again, so I'm going to wait in case it breaks through. I mean, it has gone all the way down to 402, which would be, you know, $50 negative right here. Oh, if I were to hold it that long. So I'm looking at the 403 for support, but I'll wait. I want to see the volume when it hits it. And I'm going to look at the level too. If it hits it. Nope. Okay. So it's not just straight down, so that's good. Oh, MU's dropping back off again, back to 409. AMD is holding right at the 200 level still. NVIDIA is down to 180, so it seems like the market's about to turn down. SPY and the Q both show up here. Not on the 15-minute, but on the 5-minute, they're up. Yeah, it's down $1 on the SPY, but the Q's up $2. That's our tech stocks, guys. I'm keeping this message center open here so I can see alerts as well as if anything, if I hit something and it gives me a weird message. Now you can put that off over here, you know, on the side panel. And that also stops it. Once you activate it, it stops it from coming up on your screen. I remember some guy left a nasty note saying there's no way to hide this, what's going on. It's like just ignorance. Okay, it broke it. Right there, VWAP is acting as a resistance now. Man, it's right there again. It does not want to break that level. I'm going to go for it, guys. It seems like it wants to go back up, so it seems like it's showing signs of holding here, so I'm taking the trade. It's low share size, so or not. There's little. I could have had little green trades here, but it might have slipped the entire bit on market. Now the fib may hold it as a resistance to 403, so it's a little concerning. There it goes. See it break out now. Come on. I'll take that. Took it on the upswing, so I got to 24 there. With good reason, I wasn't sure it was going to continue. Now, this is definitely recoil going on here, so there's definitely opportunities here on these targets. So, willing to lose a few bucks on market so I get filled. Just like the RV strategy trades, it's just like get filled, and then just make sure your trades are better. So we're going to do a couple of different things next month. We're going to have a goal. There's different goals. So somebody wanted to set the goal to pay an average mortgage, which I think is around $2,200. Somebody wanted a goal to go to Disney World for 5-day park hopper passes for a family of 3 at on the premises hotel. With food included, and runs around $2,500 on average, what I hear. I kind of like that one. I think we're going to make that this month. They're very close to it. That would be a fun one to go for. I mean, the reason for the different things is a couple things. It's promotional for the channel, like what will catch people's eye, you know, and then read. I'm not really labeling the live. I'm not really marketing very well. Let's face it. So people are saying market, and I'm just like, whatever. I'll record somebody else market. I don't. Yeah, too many things going on. But then also keeping that tortoise type of trading. There was something called turtle traders a long time ago, but I'm going to start saying tortoise traders. So steady. You have a $25,000 account, and you make that much money in a year, then you've doubled your account size. That's 100% profit on your money, 100%. trading like a tortoise, trading slow and steady and sure, changing your life, adding to your Social Security or paying your mortgage, quitting that second job, whatever it might be. That's what I'm vying for here, make a living. Maybe it's not enough to make a living yet, but of course you can slowly raise your share size and then make that 2,500 to 5,000, make that 5,000 to 10,000. You know how it goes. But if you see that you're trading differently, then you need to keep the number down low. It seems like most people have an area where $100 or $200 a day is kind of where they top out, and then they start making bad decisions. That seems to be if you can do it at all. So we're focusing on just doing it at all, making some money, being green, whether it be $25 a day, $400 a day, just getting green consistently every day. And then it adds to your confidence, it adds to your bankroll, and it changes your life. When you go for all the money, okay, so now we're looking to go short up here. So 404 would be my short range here. Let me look at the bigger picture and make sure I'm not missing something. Let me put a line right here. Yeah, that's right at 404 roughly. That's kind of there where it topped out. I was looking at the 5-minute to make sure. We don't really have a pattern here on the candlestick pattern anyway. Now, if you've made the PDT, you can easily afford this share size. You can afford a lot more. You can afford 100,000. So you can afford, over 200 shares of this stock. I didn't take it to the max, obviously. Okay, here we go. I went in on a hoping it's going to recoil and not make a big move here. So I'm looking for the recoil, not the big move up. There was $9. Doubt I would have got it. Okay, so it's hurting me. It's going further than I wanted it to go. Going for adding share size. Looking for a bigger recoil, a longer term recoil, for a better price point. Another big dip down. We got $8. That wasn't enough. $7, not enough. Not with this many shares. It's going to... but I'm not liking how it's holding here, so I might just get out for a lesser loss or a smaller profit. So let me see if I can get any green here now. Not liking that it's taking this long. It's past a recoil now. Ouchie. Come on, guys. I'm sitting up straight. You got my attention. What was that? Don't do that. I'm losing my data here. Come on, Tesla. Do what you're supposed to do. Not good. So we got a fib up here. I can do it again, and that will be... Well, I can go to 300 on margin here with the position that I'm holding. But the question is will it reject off that level or burn me big time? So... it's fading now, which is a good sign. I want to get out of this trade and reassess. Give me some green here. Any kind of green here. Not $1. There we go. It looked like it was gonna get me a double digit for just a split second. And now it's back to hurting me again. Okay. That gave me confidence to add, though, if it goes up a little higher. Yeah, 405. I will definitely add at 405 again and go to the 200 shares. Now, we're trading differently today than normal. I mentioned it earlier if you were here earlier. We're going a little higher on the total margin because I know I can't hold anything into a swing no matter what because of what's going on with MU right now. more and more confidence to add if it goes up because it's taking. All right. Well, I had it doubled. If I held it longer, of course, it would have been better. I'm going to go back down to 50, and we'll see if 404 becomes a support now. Got out of that trade with a victory. See how it stopped on the 9, but it really stopped on the 404. See the price action creeping in here on the market magnet. It's going to pull that magnet up and spring this up to 405. There it goes. It's going to hit the 405. Will it reject? I'm hoping it's rejecting off of that. Give me a pretty big rejection. Market didn't do bad for me. Got me at 99 cents there. The fib's the next rejection up there. I'm going to take it. So I'm up to 100 shares at 21 cents on the position. We want to reject off that fib big time, guys. It's where it hit before. You can see right here at the open. So we're looking at a pattern, recent historical pattern, and having the confidence to trade it. And it looks like it's going to break it. There goes all that green. 80. Wow. Okay, so we'll go, if it hits the 406, we'll go all the way. We'll go all in for 200 shares. Well, I can actually do 300 on the margin here. Again, you might not want to trade this way, guys. You got to do your max loss and how you're doing it. I have an opportunity to get out green for the day right here if I wanted to just call it a bad trade. Seems like it's banking off that fib again. It's extended from the VWAP, right? So the volume didn't go up with the buying. So according to the Scalp Pro meter, I am absolutely going the right direction. And another chance to get out, just green. Wow, you see I had 18 bucks and it ended up being $9. So again, I didn't want to overstay my welcome. So let's see what's going to happen here because it made a flat top. It might be making a bull flag to break out. Feeling more confident to go long here. So here's our pole. Here's our beginning of a flag. We have a hard resistance level at 405. Before we were tapping 404. Look at the Scalp Pro, right? So it seems like the sellers are dropping here. We're almost out. This was about to close. And, you know, the selling is dropping off. So it's going to remain red, but this is probably going to turn green. And if it turns green and it breaks 405 at the same time as it's closing, the next candle would be a buy, not a sell, according to patterns. If you're just going by patterns, 403, about $2. And you would expect about a $2 rise or up to 406 on the green. Just if you just read patterns. Now, bull flags are 82% accurate. Sellers went down. Buyers are taking over. This is telling you here, too. I kind of want to see it. I want to see the candle after this. This has got 20 seconds to close. Let's see where it's at in 20 seconds. And I'm finally have enough to call a pattern. Again, any share size you guys want to trade from 5 to 500, that's up to you. Same logic prevails as far as how to call it. There it goes. So it broke it, and it is definitely making a bull flag here, but it's not completed yet. So we want to really, that would have almost been a good entry. I'd like to see the next green, this be green here. Interesting. I might buy on the dip here, guys. Yeah, I'm going to buy on the dip. So, oops, I meant to lower my share size. Oh, well. I got a tiny trade there. I'm going to put this back down to 50. Looking for another dip down there past the 9. Take it. That's better position than last time, but it's going down now, not up. So MACD, don't send it down, MACD. Stop that. We want the 404.50 to hold it. There we go. Let's give me a double-digit trade here. On money, I mean, at least over 10 bucks on 50 shares. Got a 34-cent target going up here, so that's all the way to 405. All right, so we managed to get that to close up rather than down from where I pressed it. So again, I didn't overstay my welcome. It might make it all the way here, but it did not make a bull flag. It broke the flag, so I just traded dips there based on data. I use the pro meter a lot on that one. People are always asking me explain more. I'm trying to tell you everything I see. So I'm pretty sure we broke the 100, right? So what does AMD have? AMD has 53. Okay, so we're over the first goal. I don't even need to see the chart, so I can just go right off of that. But I would rather see the chart. Wow, it hit there and rejected again. So it's making a real flat top at the 50. So as the volume comes up and it hits it, if it's really strong, see how strong that is? You don't necessarily want to go short right there. So let's see what happens here. MACD sending it down. Yeah, I'm going to take that short, guys. Going short on that because I know I can add to it if it breaks up. Just 50 shares, so. That took forever to close, and it closed the right way for me, so that was good. And I was doing this yesterday, market, and it changed everything trading Tesla because it seemed like all my winning trades weren't being picked up and my losing trades were. And I was just like, what's going on here? So I just went straight to market knowing that they're really making money off of me. You know, I mean, not really because it's low shares, but I mean, it adds up, you know, every trader that does this. Or 50. It's going to come up here again. Sooner or later, it's going to break through here. I'm watching. Ah, 5-minute 10-day chart fib is helping us out a lot right now. Now, when you see the volume down here, this is overextended. Remember, somebody asked me to explain this better, so I'll make a video about it. But, you know, this is showing you the exponential moving average on a 9 and a 20. So when you see them separate, you've got some short-term data. This is throwing in volume at the same time as the other averages. So now, because it's not fair if you have, 3 times the amount of volume for a stock that's, down here, and then the candlesticks are showing you little volumes up here. So that's why this didn't move up. That makes this price action overextended from this. So I always take this into account, and I don't point it out as much. As I think about going long, I need to see higher volume candles when we're overextended above it already. I want to see higher. And then you'll see the VWAP move up. So it's just one more thing to watch that I don't really point out as much as I should, that I take into account. A lot of the time it's not helping us, but it gives you almost like a short-term bias. We are overextended. This needs to pull up to feel confident going long. We're overextended right now. So, which makes me want to sell this as it hits the 50-cent mark if it gets anywhere near it. Low share size, knowing I could quadruple if I get it wrong, So we're going to get that constant retracement. If I get it wrong, just get out on a retracement and still make money. So it's just how you approach trading. The relative strength index is picking up on it, telling you that it doesn't want to go up there. That's overselling. It's oversold. Overbought. Sorry. All right, so I'm looking for the recoil. I got it. So it was just a quick bounce off that. The volume did start to go up, so I did not want to overstay my welcome. It'll take a lot to move the VWAP, but it didn't make it to the top, so there you go. Buy it on the dip again. I'm going to smooth the level here. This is something else I do. I got asked about. What good is that, man? Well, if you see a crossover enough at a level, it's a guideline. That's all it is. That's just a guideline that, hey, maybe for the strike and recoil, I want to see a strike there so it recoils up here. Maybe. Looking at other things at the same time. It's hard to be indicator-driven trader without really taking a lot of stuff into account, So because of that smooth level, I went in for a recoil. What happened? I bought more. I didn't mean to do that. Thought I was shorting again. What am I doing here? I hate it when I make a mistake because that's false data, Maybe I'll get a good trade, which I did, which was great, but I almost can't take credit for it. That would have been probably $10 less had it done what I wanted to do, but that's fine. We'll take the wins. I get into explaining so much sometimes I forget what direction I'm going. So we're doing good for the day so far, up to 160, I believe, 163 maybe. So let's not lose it. I'm trying to get over 200 to make it a $2,500 a month. MU's back on the rise, 414. Good news. AMD is still at 200. NVIDIA is still at 181. Wow. Funny stuff. People are going to start buying those stocks, guys. I'm telling you, that is low for both of those based on the earnings report from NVIDIA. Same with MU. They need memory and all those chips they're selling. So back to the smoothed out level, that worked, and here we come again. Okay, it broke it. Wow. I'm going to go for the recoil here. Watching it close. You can see the level. The Scalp Pro is telling me that it's pretty strong going down and getting stronger, so that's not good news. $10:07 news. Well, that's not bad news. That's good news down there. I'm going to go ahead on the rise there. Get ready to get out. I'm at 54 now. There it goes. I sold at the wrong time there. I sold at the wrong time, so that was bad. It went to red right when I pushed the button, so that's too bad. I had a $10 win and I got a $8 loss or something. So part of the problem with fast-moving stocks on market. Well, that happens on bid and ask too. Because that was 19, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was, yeah. Let's see. Oops, let's get back down to 50. My back's getting sore, so I'm sitting forward here. I don't know what's going on. I need more massage therapy. Doesn't that sound horrible? Yes, I have a massage therapist. Yes, I have a personal trainer. Yes, I'm spoiled. Let's see. Wow, I'm going to take it on a recoil. That is a big move up. It's a chance. We're going for it. Got back that money and $6 more. On only 50 shares, so not bad. Again, this is 1/6 position I can go on this account, and I'm not sure I would go much past 200 shares. Most likely only 100, but keep it tight. We're just going for small amounts of money here. Tortoise it to the victory, right? And don't do those opening trades I do. Don't be a mad person. Because this strategy does work. So, I tell you, I don't know if I'm just feeling better today. The last couple of days, it's been a real struggle just even to make a little bit of money with this strategy. Ended up with 106 yesterday and like 38 the day before, if you don't count that bad MU swing from yesterday, which is still pending. I had to put that caveat in because I know people are screaming at it. Look, you didn't really make that money. Okay. In a depressing world, you are correct. In my happy My Little Pony world, I am correct. And they have I'm not a big My Little Pony fan, just I want to get that out. But they have My Little Pony Convention, and if you are a male that likes My Little Ponies, here's a little tidbit for you. You're called a brony. It's true. You are called a brony. Okay, I went in market again at that level, went to go out, and I'm up to 134. On that remark of a brony, I made another what that was. It still says it's trending down here, but barely, right? You look at it, it should really, this must be just teetering, right? Because this is on a 5-minute. This should really be trending, start to trend up right now. So I'm surprised it's not calling that. Whoa, I'm glad I didn't jump on that right away. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to do it now, though. I'm going to do it now. That's how crazy I am. Look for the recoil. This could be a really strong move up, so I got to be careful here. I don't think I'm going to add to it right away if it starts to hurt me. Especially it's taking longer. It's holding the 406, which isn't good. Let's break down off that, please, in a big way. Break off the 406, guys. Come on. Break down. Unless you're going long, then I'm rooting for you after I make my money. I could get out lesser loss here because it didn't do what I wanted. Thinking about it, honestly. It's just taking too long to reverse. Come on. Pull it down. Pull it down. I want a winning trade more than the money matters. Oh, not good. Pull it down. Come on. Get it down there. One big boom down. Man, it is really holding that level. This next candlestick is going to determine what I do here, because this is coming up. You see it coming up here? 90, 100%. 100% there. So that's not good for me. Sellers are fighting it. I just want to get out, so anything to get out here. Yeah, that hurt me like $3, but that's okay. We got out. I didn't like it. Looks like it's breaking up, not down. This is a doji that, unless this turns red right here, this is going to go up quite a bit more, and it is continuing to go up. So, what do I do? Oh, you just froze on me. Okay. Still about my, I was at 98. Oh, there you go. I could have made money. Ah, okay. Boom. How big a rejection will this be? I'm still happy I got out. I just didn't like the price action. Keep it tight. Don't get overconfident when you start making money that all the trades are going to go your way. Look at the data. We have another fib up here. This actually, to me, at 10:07, I would read that as a good story. Let me add Tesla up on Benzinga and see what's going on here. Same story, 10:07 is the latest one on Benzinga. Sometimes they have newer stories. MU's holding at 414. So this is making a new floor, which is interesting at 406. Channel hopped. I got out for little damage. Harder to call this now because it's made this consolidation move is now over. We're up into a new world, so I have to wait to safely assess this. $406.50. Could that be the new ceiling to this channel? Kind of hope not. We need a bigger channel, unless it drops all the way back down here. Then we'd have a decent run. We got it. We got to wait, guys. We can't call this right now. So Nvidia's slightly up. Palantir's up $3. I just picked up on that. Apple's down $4. AMD's right at 200. Boy, that could be a really easy one to trade. Take back look at that again in a minute. If it's just grinding along that 200 for support, we might have, 15, 20-cent trades in there on a regular basis. Hmm. 407 would be the next area I would think about shorting at that fib. And just catch a recoil on it, depending on the speed. The volume. So the volume's way up here, boy. And it passed it as it went. So this is not a good time to go short. Yeah, this is a very strong move upward. I would like to catch a dip down in here and play it long rather than going short. So tempting. It was only like 8 cents. I'm just okay. So that was a 20-cent trade there if I'd picked it up, and it's getting better. See how hard it's going to reject off that. I'm going to go in. I think it's pounding back up, so I took the long at 76, hoping it's not a big rejection, taking a chance. If it drops, I would definitely add to this before I get out. Here we go. Let's get up there. Pounding up. Oh, boy, I almost hit sell. Thought I was going to go up, not down on that last click. Yeah, you could easily hit it for like $7 and then have $5 down because it moved while you were waiting for it to close, because they do shenanigans like that. Too bad. Okay. 45. I needed to go lower. That's at the 50 cent. I'm going to take that. What did it fill me at? Oh, it went way up before it filled me. That really stinks. That really stinks how bad it made that fill. That was bad. Okay, well. I mean, that's barely off the position I was when I added more share size in. So now it's hurting me. This is where Tesla can kill you. So you just, I have to decide here. I don't think I want to add again. If it breaks the 406, I'll get out for a big loss, $69 loss. There it is. I'm going to get out. So that's too bad. All because of that one bad fill that would have had me out of that trade. So that's where market backfired on me there. That's annoying. Boy, did it reject off that fib, huh? So let's see if we can catch it on this fib. Yeah, I'm going in. It wasn't the best position, but it seems like it's heading back up. So seems like woulda, coulda, shoulda. Let's hold it a little longer into a bigger play. Gotta work our way back up, guys. May not have the time. If you made your goal, hopefully you stopped. I might have to come back and trade more. Them's the brakes, and it's doing it to me again. It's taking too long to recoil. It's not a good sign. Sellers did drop, but not real significantly there. What happens is when you lose so much on a trade, you tend to want to make it all back up. Had 12, dropped to 7. And I should have held it. I can still get in it. I feel like I'm chasing it. Of course, if I'd held that trade, then I'd be way back up into a profitable trade. Just don't second guess yourself. Follow the data. You can't win them all. It's just the way it is. Wow, that took like a solid 3 seconds to fill, and I was trying to fill it at 406 even, so it was really not good for me there. 10 cents off, an entire trade off there. Well, $5 anyway. What was that? I think my highest was in the 130s, so halfway there. Time is it, Charlie? We do have another trading session today with the big boys, whom are already here. AMD. MU's hovering at 413. Apple is down now, still $4. AMD is barely off the 200. Nope, it's back on the 200 level. Man, we should take a look. I was just going to go over and look at that before this business happened. Feel like this should be more money to be made here, but well, we're still at, we have 50 something at the other one, so we're still 120 something. We were really at, said I wanted to do 200 today, so we're almost at that goal. I'm wondering if, wow. Yeah, so this is not, yeah, let's take a look at AMD. The data's breaking down for me here because that's not the way I just called that move in my head, so that's not good. Let's see if this is really as good as it looks for consolidation. So I switched to AMD. Sellers were the highest volume recently, something to take note of. Wow. We're between the 200 and the 281. It is a slight breakdown. What's the bigger picture? There's our ATRs. It hit the bottom ATR right in the very beginning. We have a lot of really decent levels here to call historical data off of. There's a smoothing level. Looks like we've got a short coming up over here. What is that? Oh, because that's enough. That's enough. That's moving enough, for sure. I'm counting here for a second. Definitely slower than Tesla. That's only 4 cents in 10 seconds. All right, so that's definitely slower. Volume is half of what Tesla is, so we have to keep this in mind. Not a lot of people are scalping AMD right now. We might start to see, whenever you see a consolidating level, though, people will, that's the if you're not doing momentum, that is the key to scalping, is consolidating stocks. 50-cent level. We'll give it a shot here, knowing I can average in as it goes up. It's not a big number. Yeah, this is going to take, I'd have to go to 100 shares to make any money on this. After you trade Tesla, it's just other stuff starts to look boring, you know. Not everything. It's just yeah, this is not cool. I mean, is $4 a good trade on this? I don't know. One more tick down? Yeah, we'll take that. All right, that got me a little bit there. 59. I should have held it. Yeah, I don't think so, guys. It's just too slow. Anything else here? Palantir is moving up, so it's long biased. Which time? Okay, so I only have about 10 minutes left, right? Okay, so let's... Oh, boy. Let me go back to Tesla. Hate to just go back to the same stock over and over again, but... There's a reason why. It's because it gives you the opportunities. You guys got to find that sweet spot with the stocks you like. Still break. That's why I stopped trading it. It's breaking down for... Yeah. This is hard to call right here. It just channel hopped. We don't have any new news on Tesla, huh? Was supposed to go short today on this stock. There's a bit of a better look at the trend. Just trying to look at, I don't want to get caught up in the micro here. It's a pretty big drop on the 15-minute. It's risky to go long right on this, even though this seems like the big dip. It's gotta find a floor first. I don't think we're gonna have the time to add to this. So we're in the almost 130 range right now for how much we've made, which is not the target I wanted, but yeah, I've got to do this bigger session, and then that might be my last session. I'm not sure I can come back here and add to this, so I think it might be that I don't know if we'll end up making the 2,500. It's going to be close to it. I was there, and I blew it. Nature of scalping. Sometimes it just seems so easy to make money. And then the other times. Yeah, I don't want to switch stocks. I'm looking at other stock. Okay. All right. So we got almost an abandoned baby. We got a rickshaw man there turning it around at that level or not. If this goes green up, then we have a chance here. It's found a floor. This is pretty much near where I would put a smoothing level in here. Kind of like where most of the price action was, right around there. Yeah. Oh, so 405 really. Will 405 stop it from going back down? Now, that was one of our levels earlier. Nope, apparently not. 16 seconds for that candle to close. Is it actually going to start going up now? I mean, we've had some of these false moves. We need a little bit more, which I don't have much time to wait for. It's the first time we've had two green candles in a bit. Not feeling comfortable calling this short or long. Okay, now it's starting to show us something. So this green candle range was 72 cents. This one was only 41 cents. This one so far is 80 cents. Target going down is still much higher than going up because it just started to change its direction. This would be typically where I would call a short. I'm waiting it out because look at that. That's why you don't want to call a short. Even though it fell off a little bit, that's some serious consistent in the last 3 candles going up. This could be almost a bear flag here. Ah, it's going to break that 50-cent mark, which is a fib. 44. That's 16 minutes to where everybody's trading. Woo! Glad it didn't go long there. Boom. Lots of recoils here, though. There's lots of recoil opportunities, even in, you know, within one candlestick. You just get in and out fast. Almost every candlestick offers you the opportunities. Nope. All right, if you pull back, I'll take another trade here. Let's see if it pulls back below the 50. Let's see, we're all the way down to 24 here. Has that got other data that supports that? Yeah, it does. 21. That would be an entry for me to go long. And we got to look at the indicators as it perhaps gives us that opportunity. We had 25 cents for a minute there. That already would have been a good trade. Got a little gun shy here entering because, well, we don't have as clear data. We're starting to say this is good. This is telling you it's going to go up. So if we can catch a dip here, any kind of a dip in the mid 30s maybe, I'll take that. What is that? Took too long to fill. God, that was not a great position. It's kind of in the middle of where I wanted to go. Ugh. Not where I wanted to be. I think that's where I was, wasn't it? I can't remember where I was. All right, guys, for now I have to cut that off. I hope you're doing okay. We grinded it out today a bit. We got, 120 something, right? So the 77 plus, we were obviously doing better at 1 point plus, say, 60. So you have 137, right? 137. Not horrible. All right, so I hope you have a good weekend. I don't think I'll be back on this for the later stream, but, just in case, look for me if you see an alert. So. All right, guys, thanks for watching today. I hope you're doing well. We're rounding out the month. I'll show that on Monday, or my next trading day, which I believe will be Monday. And then we're going to start our new month with our new contest. So, okay, guys, thanks for participating.